Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and in this video today, I want to talk about a new thing that I've been doing recently. Over the past couple of months, I have gotten, just as it seems like a lot of other people have as well, gotten into basketball card collecting, investing, trading, whatever you want to call it. I've gotten into it pretty heavily, and I think it is a really, really interesting market that's absolutely exploding right now, and it seems to be a really awesome opportunity if you time things right, if things go well. Again, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, but at least there is an opportunity to potentially make some money in both the short term and the long term. And I love talking to you guys and making videos about just different things I have going on, and also new ways to make money, new investment opportunities, all of that stuff. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about basketball card collecting, how my journey has been this past couple of months, what I'm looking towards the future, and then showing you guys my collection at this point, which again, I believe the title says it's going to be around $4,000 at the moment, which isn't anything huge, but for me, a broke college student with an unpaid internship and stuff, it is kind of a significant amount of money to me, and I have some cool stuff that I'm trying to do for the future that hopefully you guys will enjoy. But with that being said, let's get right into this video. Where we're going to be talking about some of the different cards, some of the different stuff that's going on. So for those of you that don't know, there is actually just a massive basketball card market out there right now, and one of the guys that's exploding so far in the 2021 NBA season is Anthony Davis. He looks like an early front runner for the MVP. The Lakers look really good. He looks like he's going to be the best player on the Lakers this year, and he looks just crazy. And as you can see, this card at PSA 10, PSA is the company that grades the cards and gives them their rating, so you can tell and make sure you're getting like an actual mint condition card and stuff. 10 is the highest rating you can get. As you can see, the last sold is $2,100. There's one up for sale right now for almost $2,200. And I do like looking at stock extra stuff like this because they have these nice graphs where we can see just a couple of months ago, in October, this card was going, you could get it for $1,500. And just in about 2 months, it is already up to $2,100, which has been such a nice return on investment. And there's a story of just a ton of cards going just like this, because October was kind of just the middle of the NBA offseason where there wasn't a ton going on. Obviously, there was no basketball being played. There wasn't a ton of stories. So cards were pretty much going down, and it was an awesome time to invest. And that's when I picked up a lot of these cards, and that's why I've been able to make a decent amount of money over the last 2 months. Because I looked for a buying opportunity. I saw that all these cards were crashing. A lot of the cards had these very similar graphs where they've had these insane run-ups from last December into July and August when the NBA was being played in the bubble. All these guys were running up crazy, and then they all kind of went down after the NBA Finals ended up, after the bubble was over, and after we kind of got into the offseason. So again, I saw that as a buying opportunity. They could have continued to fall. The hype surrounding basketball cards and trading cards and collectibles in general, we're seeing with Pokemon, football, all this stuff, it doesn't have to keep going up. Just because we see these all-time highs back in July or August or whatever doesn't mean we're going to get back to that state, but it was a risk I was willing to take. I had some extra money laying around, and basketball is pretty interesting. I kind of like the NBA, so I wanted to go for it. And I don't have this Anthony Davis card or anything like that, but I'm just showing you guys that there is a lot of money to be made. Things can be very, very volatile. And again, if you have a guy who starts out the year doing really, really good, has a couple good games, looks great, looks like he's going to be able to add to his legacy or whatever, then you can make some decent money in this market, and this would surprise people a lot. And I do think basketball trading cards are a cool way to kind of bet on your favorite players. Like if you think a guy is going to have a big year, if you think a guy is going to be a good player or turn into a superstar at some point in his career later on down the road, it is an awesome opportunity to put your money where your mouth is, because people who like sports, they love talking about it. They love talking about their favorite players. They love talking about who they think is going to be good and just giving their opinions and stuff. And this is a way where, if you're right, you can make some cash, you can make some money. And this market has been absolutely exploding. Obviously, we just saw the NBA kicking off is what it started like 4 or 5 days ago. And already players who are having good big games and stuff are reacting super, super hard and super, super crazy. So it is an awesome time to get in. Again, I think the best time to get into this market was like October, when prices were at their lowest. Stuff's starting to go up now, but there's still room for it to run. We are very, very early on in the NBA season. We don't know who the top players are going to be, who the All-Stars are going to be, who the All-Star starters are going to be, who the MVP candidates are going to be, who the best teams are going to be. But we are starting to see some of this stuff shape out already. So getting into some of the guys that I was able to pick up, some of the cards that I'm looking at for this season, and what I'm doing with my collection. I just wanted to show like 5 of the PSA cards that I actually have. I do have a couple more that are maybe not so interesting, maybe a little bit cheaper. I also have a couple $100 of like raw cards and guys that I'm kind of taking more of a chance on to get myself up to the total like $4,000 portfolio or whatever that I have in total. But these are some of the cards that I have for this season. So far, the cheapest card I'm going to be showing in this video is this Luka Doncic PSA 9 Panini Donruss card. It's not the most exciting. It's a very low-end Luka card, but I wanted to get a little bit more exposure to Luka because I do think he's going to have a big year. I think he's very, very exciting. I think he's going to be one of these guys that starts to just continue to grow and grow and grow. And he's really exciting. I love watching him play. I love his style. And ever since he hit that big shot against the Clippers last year, I was just kind of hooked, and I wanted to get some exposure to him. So I actually did pick this one up. I do think it is a very, very cool card. And yes, this one's only PSA 9, but I just had that amount of money lying around, so I was able to pick it up for a little bit cheap. I think I bought this one for like around 150, and as you can see, the last sold here is like 190. So I think that'll be nice. If I'm able to make a little bit of money off that, great. If not, I still think it's a really, really cool card. I love how this card shows like his tattoo on his forearm. I think it shows it off really nicely. So I thought it was a cool card, a cool look, a player that I like, a player I believe in for the future. I don't think Luka's necessarily going to win MVP this year or something, but I think he has a bright future, a bright career ahead of him. He's a big-time scorer, big-time player. He's got the international market, international fans, so he's a guy I'm excited about. The next card that I was able to pick up, just increasing in price a little bit, is a guy that I'm excited for this year. Is a guy I'm taking a little bit more of a risk on. Obviously, it could kind of blow up. Is DeAndre Ayton, though. I have this one in the PSA 10. He is a former #1 overall pick, and the Suns got Chris Paul this offseason, which has me really, really excited. It has a lot of people excited. I think DeAndre Ayton with Chris Paul, with Devin Booker, and the Suns being a little bit better, hopefully able to make the playoffs this year. I think he'll have a big year. I think he'll be on TV a lot. I think they'll have a lot of big games. And I think he could really start to shine. I think this could be a really, really big pickup. I picked this one up for like 180, maybe between 180 and 200. It's still sitting mostly at around those prices on eBay. It's selling at around like 220-ish. I've seen at its peak. So maybe I can make a little bit of money. But this one I'm going to have to hold for a little bit longer, see if it goes up. And this is definitely one that could go down too, because maybe Ayton's just overrated. Maybe the hype from Chris Paul and all that stuff was a little overblown. Maybe that one's not going to be as exciting, but I thought it was an interesting pickup for around $200. And that's a guy I could see having a big year, and I think the Suns should be good, so I think that would be cool as well. The next card, this one has done really, really good for me. This is a guy I've been really excited about. Is actually Brandon Ingram, his Prizm rookie card in the PSA 10 from the 2016 season. I do think this is a really, really cool card. I did not mean to open that up. But yeah, you can see I have this one here. This is a really, really sick card. I like this one a lot. Brandon Ingram, another guy I love. I love those big scorers and guys who can fill it up, who can score a bunch. They're always going to be exciting, and their card prices are always going to be spiking when they have the ability to just score a ton. Obviously, there are some injury concerns because he is like so skinny and stuff, and people are always worried about that stuff. But I'm hoping he can be like the next Kevin Durant style, the guy who can stay healthy and just score an absolute ton. Also, having Zion Williamson on the Pelicans as well should hopefully draw a lot more fans to them, a lot more media attention to them, and if more people start finding out about this guy, that's going to be awesome because, again, he can absolutely fill it up, and he's a guy that I'm really, really excited for the future. And I think this card, I picked it up for only $400. Obviously, we see the last sold $500, so made a little bit of profit there already. I think this is a big card who could make a lot of moves in the future. I think this guy is really, really underrated. He's a guy I'm really excited about. And now the next one, getting into another card that is a little bit more expensive, a little bit more hype, is going to be this Trae Young Panini Prizm. This is a card that a ton of people are talking about right now. This is one of the big cards that really, really drives the market that I have here is the Trae Young Panini Prizm rookie card in the PSA 10. Trae Young, a guy that I like a lot ever since his college days. I mean, this guy's pulling up from half court, shooting threes and stuff. I wasn't sure how well his game was going to translate to the NBA because he was kind of small, but man, he has been a star so far. Yes, the one knock on him is that the Hawks have kind of sucked. They've never really won or anything, but they look better this year. They look like they could make make even a playoff run, and if they make a little bit of a playoff push and Trae Young scoring like 30 points a game, I think this card's going to go on an absolute tear. It's going to go on an absolute run. I was able to pick this one up for like $625. I did not get this one at the right time. I talked myself out of buying it in like October when it was around like $500, I think. I wish I would have got it then, obviously. I ended up finally pulling the trigger at $625. As you see, last sale $650, lowest at $669, but I've seen it going as high as $700 on eBay before. And again, if Trae Young can keep this up, if the Hawks can have a good year, I think this is going to be a very, very hype card, one that I'm really, really excited for. But finally, the big one, the card that we've got the most money in, the card that is kind of the most of my portfolio, the most of my collection at this point. It's a card that a lot of people have, that a lot of people are excited about, is going to be this Luka Doncic PSA 10 Panini Prizm rookie card. I know a lot of people are kind of scared away from this card because of the pop report. There is actually a lot of this card out there. It's a card that seems kind of easy to grade, and there's been a lot of PSA 10s, and that can be a little bit scary, and I'm definitely scared of that. But again, this guy, I do believe he is a generational talent. I believe he is going to be an absolute superstar in the NBA. Obviously, starting in the All-Star game last year, the Clippers, or not the Clippers, but the Mavericks making the playoffs, hitting that big shot against the Clippers, against just a national televised audience. Got his name out there so much. This card's been going absolutely crazy. And this card, actually, this is the first one that I picked up in October, in the very, very bottom of the market. Picked this one up for $12.50, and as you see, the last sale was for $18.99. The lowest ask right now is $1,900, and it sold for as much as like $2,050 on eBay, which is absolutely insane. We've had a huge come up on this card. We've been able to make a ton of money in just a short time. And again, that was in October. It's been 2 months, and it just shows you the kind of money you can make in a market like this. It's an absolute crazy bull market right now. Since October, you could have put your money in pretty much any card and just been making money hand over fist. Again, that doesn't mean that things are going to continue like that, obviously, because it can't go on forever. There's going to be a top, and then people are going to start losing money. But right now, with the NBA season just kicking off, people are hyped, people are excited. There's a ton of games, a ton of big performances right now, and there's also just a ton of speculation in this market. When there's inefficiencies and people doing crazy, stupid stuff with their money, there is opportunities and money to be made. And these are some of the guys that I have picked out for this year that I'm interested in holding for the medium to long term. But even if you want to make money in the short term, going for flips on guys after they have a big game, or after they have a bad game, or after they get injured, you can buy low on these guys when they're coming back and trying to make some money. There is so many ways to make money in this market, so many different opportunities. And it's something where if you like the NBA, if you like basketball, if you like sports, that I think you guys should know about. So I want to make this video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you found something interesting. And if not, I just kind of wanted to show off my collection a little bit, because it's something I'm really, really excited about. And something that's been a ton of fun to do and follow, and it gives me more of a reason to follow the NBA and root for players, and it's been a lot of fun. And again, we're making some money so far. It doesn't mean we're going to keep making money. This could blow up my face, could lose all this money, and I'm very, very prepared for that. If I lost every single dollar that's invested in these cards, I would be totally fine, and that would be okay. But I do think it's an interesting risk. I think it's worth the risk. And I know cards are going crazy right now, and I love investing in momentum and things that are hot right now and kind of riding the wave. And that's what I'm doing with these. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about the NBA card market right now? What players are you excited for this season? What cards have you guys picked up? I would love to hear about all of that good stuff. Subscribe, stay up to date on my latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.